Hey there, DIY enthusiasts. Today I'm diving into the world of MIG welding. If you're just starting out, don't worry. I've got you covered with some essential tips and tricks to get you welding like a pro in no time. First things first, let's talk about safety. Always gear up, wear your welding helmet, gloves, and protective clothing, and make sure your workspace is well ventilated. Safety isn't just a suggestion, it's a must. Alright, now that we're safe, let's get to the fun part. MIG welding, or metal inert gas welding, uses a continuous wire feed as an electrode and a shielding gas to protect the weld pool from contamination. It's one of the easiest welding techniques to learn, perfect for beginners. To start, you'll need a MIG welder. Make sure it's set up properly. Check your gas cylinder and ensure the regulator is working correctly. The gas flow rate should typically be between 15 to 25 cubic feet per hour. Next, let's talk about the welding wire. For most beginner projects, a .030-inch diameter wire works great. Feed it through the welder and out the tip of the gun. Trim it to about ½ an inch from the tip. Now let's set your machine's parameters. This can vary depending on the thickness of the metal you're working with. A good starting point is to set your voltage and wire feed speed according to your welder's manual. Don't worry if it's not perfect right away. You'll get a feel for it with practice. Before you start welding, clean your metal. Any rust, paint, or dirt can affect the quality of your weld. Use a wire brush or grinder to get a clean surface. Now it's time to weld. Hold the gun at a slight angle, about 15 degrees from vertical, and keep the tip about ½ an inch from the workpiece. Start your weld by pressing the trigger to begin feeding the wire and gas. Maintain a steady hand and move the gun smoothly along the joint. Watch the weld pool and make sure it's creating a consistent bead. If it's too thin or too thick, adjust your speed or machine settings. One of the best things you can do as a beginner is to practice on scrap metal. Try different techniques like weaving or making small circles to see what works best for you. And don't be discouraged if your first welds aren't perfect. It's all part of the learning process. And there you have it. Some essential tips and tricks to get you started with MIG welding. Remember, practice makes perfect, and always prioritize safety. Thanks for watching, and happy welding.